Composition scholars Toby Fulweiler and Art Young stress that writing is a tool for discovering, for shaping meaning, and for reaching understanding. While many instructors firmly believe in the powerful effect that writing has on student learning, many also feel that using writing in the classroom requires a time commitment that weighs down their already heavy workloads. In 2012, the UC Davis Writing Across the Curriculum program conducted a survey of 318 instructors at UC Davis. Respondents were asked what they felt were the biggest struggles they faced when considering using writing in their courses. 69% of UC Davis instructors surveyed indicated that time was one of the biggest challenges that they faced in incorporating writing into their courses. In fact, when interviewing several faculty members here at UC Davis, we found that many knew writing would help, but they just didn't feel that they had the time to invest in it. In this video, we're going to provide some suggestions on how to use writing in your courses without it eating up a tremendous amount of your time. We'll use information from research in the composition field, as well as suggestions provided by UC Davis instructors across the disciplines. One possible strategy is to assign short writing assignments. An instructor from the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department designs problems that ask students to explain some technical information or phenomena directly related to the syllabus topics in a specific but small number of complete, concise, and grammatically correct sentences. Sometimes there is a word limit. Making the assignment short is the key to being able to provide specific and detailed review comments on every student's work. You could also try using an analytical rubric. In this rubric design, you have a table with descriptions for different criteria and how they fall in different grade ranges. When you grade the assignment, you highlight the boxes for each criteria. This gives you a general visual of where the grade is, helps you stick to your rubric, and prevents you from having to write out to each of the students this information. You could also stagger due dates for assignments. One instructor for the music department offers one short paper topic each week. Students must choose 2 before the midterm and 2 after. The instructor writes that most wait until the last minute, but those who prepare ahead get better comments from me because I'm not swamped all at once. You could also have low-stakes explorative writing in the class. In other words, allow them to write without being graded. You can take the time to review this writing or just give them that time to write on their own. Many instructors assign student blogs or journals. One UC Davis faculty member in the Comparative Literature Department has the class complete weekly reading responses. She writes that, quote, students get full credit for doing an okay job on time. Without the pressure of strict grading, the writing still improves over the quarter. You can also help guide students through the writing process by scaffolding assignments. Students complete assignments step by step, and you give them feedback along the way. One faculty member from the Comparative Literature Department writes, quote, in large enrollment courses, I find that using the first exam essay as the first draft for the student's first official essay is an effective way to teach revision, to coach students in peer review, and as a tool for TA student conferences. An instructor from the Political Sciences Department writes, quote, I have the students write 3 papers, each of which builds upon the other. I have fewer late papers, fewer problems of questionable originality, and better papers as a result. You could also take advantage of a peer review system. Having students conduct peer reviews in class can allow them to address important issues in a text before you get to it. One instructor from the UC Davis Arboretum writes that light bulbs go off from many of the students when they see how their work is interpreted. One instructor of a large lecture course in the Plant Sciences Department conducts a calibrated peer review process. In this process, he trains the students on how to read and grade papers by giving them sample papers. They then complete a blind review process of their peers using Google Forms. Each student reads 3 papers and assigns a grade using a Google Docs form designed by the instructor. The grade for the student paper is based on the average of those peer-assigned scores. If there is a difference in scores for a paper, the TA will read the paper and provide a grade. This strategy allowed the instructor to have his class reap the benefits of a writing assignment while preventing him from having to grade a large stack of papers in his large lecture course. Also, don't feel obligated to point out every error in the draft. In fact, that usually overwhelms the student more than it helps him or her. Instead, pick a couple of points that the writer should improve on. It's also helpful to tell them a few things that you felt worked in the paper. That way they also get feedback on what they're doing right. If you feel you need to address grammatical errors, then mark up just one paragraph to show the corrections that could improve their writing. You could also provide students with sample student work. One of the most common comments I received from faculty members was how they saw such a dramatic increase in the quality of student writing when they provided samples of student work. One instructor from the university writing program writes, quote, "When students know what it is they are supposed to do and understand the task from the inside out, they can usually accomplish those tasks. This doesn't mean that a good assignment necessarily offers well-defined problems, but it does mean that instructors can find ways to communicate with students about assignment requirements that help ensure student success." In summary, there are several different strategies that you can use to include writing in your course even with limited time. For more information on how to use writing assignments to improve your teaching, you can visit the Writing Across the Curriculum website at wac.ucdavis.edu.